Okay, so um, this is going to be a project that I'll be developing to learn about Java Spring Boot and React. Um, I'm a Python developer, but I have the basis of software developing, so I think Java won't be that hard. And I used it a long time ago. So um, I have a project that I developed and I already started and already have the backend and the front end. So this is the project so far, and have three links. This is made on React, and today I'll be working on register a patient form that it's not appearing in my this endpoint. I have a patients um, view and appointments that all I have is the home button, so I can go back to this. This will be something that I'll be doing in the future, but these two options I need to improve. So today I'll be working on register a patient. I do already have the form, patient's form, but for some reason it's not showing up. So my suspicion is that I'm missing the controller endpoint definition, and we'll be working on that today. Um, and I want to clarify that I've been using AI to investigate and learn about definitions and syntax on React and the decorators of the classes and stuff like that. So when I start this project, one second. When I start this project, um, I wrote mainly the functions to create and save and update a patient in the main in a let's say in the main view, and now I'm splitting up because this endpoint has functions that get patients here, and also functions to create and save and edit a patient and stuff like that. So I need to take out the functions that belong to the form and leave the ones here that are to show the patients. So for example, I have this is to create a patient. I have to take this out of here. This is to get the patient list. This needs to stay here. This was a task to get the patient by the ID, to update a patient by the ID and delete the patient by the ID as well. So these three and create will probably have to go away. So we'll begin by create. Um, so let me take this here, and actually that's body patient. So this needs to be gone. Okay, so we need to set the course, we need to set the request controller, and let's do that. You can just copy paste this. Um, do, do, do. Origin and REST controller. Okay. I'm gonna comment this once for now. So the service is basically here. Okay. Okay. And this is the patient model. Okay, so what am I missing here? What is this? Oh, there it is. Okay, we can delete this for now to clean this code a little bit. What am I doing wrong? So I need to create a function, public patient controller, like this one, using the patient service. Okay. And that's it. It just seems that I'm doing something wrong. Patient controller, patient form controller. I'm doing something wrong with my class, it seems. Here's the service. What am I doing wrong here? There's a private. It's the same thing. Oh, here's the service. So the patient service contains the logic to gather all the data from the patients. So I'm not sure at this point if this needs to be split also. Split the functions that belong to the form, or just leave them here. I'm just concerned about why can't I use the same logic? Because I have this error. This seems to work. Patient controller. Yeah, this is the connection to the database. Well, not the connection, but the creation of the table. This doesn't have to do anything with this error that I have. The method patient form controller in type patient form controller can only set public protected private. It is public. It's so weird that this works. Because if I were to comment this out, service, private final patient service. Oh, I see what I did wrong, a typo. Still, it's not fixing the issue. It's a function inside of a class. Press controller. It's so weird. This endpoint, patient's page. Service cannot be resolved. So what's the error? I might be actually wrong here. That's something that I'm not even aware. Service. So is there a difference if I just move this up here? Just to like follow the same order as I have on my left side. Seems to be making no difference. So even if I were to copy paste this. Wait. Oh my god. I just solved it. It was that typo with the equal. Okay. Okay, so I guess at this point this endpoint has to be working. So patients, components, patient list, patient service. This is for the form itself. And if you see, get patients is basically the function that gets all the patients, and these two should be out of here. Not sure what's the good practice to follow, but my logic says that create a patient form service, and as I do here, just declare I'm just gonna say base URL. Um, just try to replicate this. Okay. So this should be the service that I should be using. Components, patient form. This is the patient form itself. So in my patient form JSX, I should be using patient form service. And that's it. Hopefully this is the fix. Okay, so let's see. Still not working. Register patient. Patients, register patient. It's not returning the form. Can I maybe just return something else? Maybe I don't know. It doesn't seem to be working. So what am I doing wrong here? So the endpoint here is register patient. Maybe I'm missing something else that I'm not aware of. This is just a whole service, the repository, controller. I feel like I'm missing something somewhere. Because, for example, in the Django, you have to create your endpoints in a specific file. You have to register them. And I don't recall doing that here in this API. Oh, here it is. No, never mind. This is the home page. Wait. No. This is not the home page. This is your main application in the front end, and you have to, yeah, here it is. So all I have to do is register. Actually, wait. Let's do it the right way. The order is patients page, report. Let's say from pages, patients form, and patients. Maybe I should call it different. Patients form page, but it should work that way now. So the root have registered patient. Okay. Doesn't work yet. Patience form. Okay, at least we made it. We made React know that there is a page that I want to put in my endpoint, but there is an error. Patience form was not found in page. Patience form. Okay, so we're missing the exports. Oh wait. Yeah. Patience. That's basically it. Patience page. Oh, I see. Should be patient for, not patience. So I'm just registering a patient. Can I rename it? Just for the sake of having a good practice on Singularity. Okay, so let's see if I'm doing everything properly. Patient form and in app patient form. That should do it. Still having some errors and patience is not defined at line 9. Very nice. Okay, so load patience is not defined. That is wrong. We don't want to load a patient. And a link is not defined. Line. Okay. So link is supposed to be defined like this. There it is, and line 46 load patience is not defined patience form. Why is it still patience form? This is inside of source pages. It says line 46. It's not this one. That's weird. Things up sources, patience form. Maybe I need to reboot the front end. Yeah. Huh. It's not even. It's not even reacting. What is the log doing? Did it die? I'm gonna have to read that again. This is not working. Okay, so I have patience view, but when I go into patient, something happens. Register patient. It's supposed to show me that form, but it's not showing me the form. Okay, so use effect. Patient, I'm not using any use effect. Um, Maybe, sometimes I think that the order can matter, the order of how you import these things. Okay, patient form. Maybe this. It's not working. Seems to be. Let me up a new one again. It's not working. Register a patient in my app. Patient form. From components, import patient form. Oh, it was lowercase. Create patient should be like that. So let's see if that works again. No, big error. Patient form hasn't already been declared. Okay. For example, a patient's page, patient list, you call it differently. And the component is basically, so this is the form. Can we call it differently? Maybe call it patient form, or actually, maybe I call this patient form page. For example, here, yeah, just end the definition of the word with patient form page, and when we go to app, say page, And also, I'll call this page as well at the end of it. Yep. Okay. So create patient form service. Patient form is the form, the actual form of it. And just so for example, mm, patient form was not so line 60. So yeah, that's what I wanted to check. Patients page, patient list. Yeah, patient form makes sense to be this. Patient form page. This patient form is not okay. Let me check. Patient form. Export default patient form. Interesting. Because this is being exported, and then I use the patient form. My function is called patient form page. Okay. So this is the only error I have. Export patient form import as patient form was not found. Encompass patient form. I might be doing this wrong, because this is, for example, if I go to patients page and I click patient list, it directs me to the form of it, the actual definition of it, because this is imported as patient list from components patient list. In this patient form should be from components, patient form. And components patient form. But it's the same name. Function. Patient form. Alright, let's try better. Import from components patient form. And I want to import patient. It doesn't appear. It's not exporting properly the form of it. patient, list patient. It's the same. Hmm. Is there? What am I doing wrong? Trying to understand why my patient form is not being exported properly. This is it. It's not. It's not working. Mm, oh, I was doing the wrong replacement. So patient form. So still using the form view. This is not being used anymore, so I can delete it. Set errors. Also not being used. But set patient is. Why is it not being supported? I feel like I'm doing something wrong and I can't see. Patient forms. This comes from here. This is supposed to direct me to my file call patient form. Do I have to be very explicit? No. Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. Holy moly. Is this right? Jesus Christ. Okay, so create patient is defined but never used in patient's page. Create patient. Yeah, because that's going to be my function to create the patient in the other form. So here it is. Okay, I'm gonna do a little update because I'm gonna be working on this project fully in English in the form. This is gonna be create patient. There it is. And I have the patient's view, no problem. And that's it. So I'm gonna try creating I don't know, let's say YouTube, Q, and some random numbers, and YouTube.com. So if I created that patient, I should be able to see it in patient's view right here. And I have 3 rows empty in my database that I can clear later on, but yeah, it's working. Okay, so another thing I want to do is I would like to. Oh, I have to enable my delete. Okay, so for now we have the create function enable, but also I want to be able to delete a patient. So I have to create a form to delete a patient. Patients maybe can have a button. Maybe we can do that just real quick. Okay, so patients page has functions to load the patients, but I need a form, or at least a button next to it. So I can delete the patient. So I'm thinking it's in a really ugly view, honestly, but it works for now.